Okay, here it is. This is not my first find of the week, but this is a very important find of the past. I bought this at the Goodwill for 79 cents. And what this is my Florida coffee mug. This is a very important coffee mug to me. This reminds me of my goal, and my goal is to flee the frigid, wintry hinterlands of the mountains of Pennsylvania and enjoy the sunshiny palm trees and beaches of Florida. So, this is one of the best things I could have to dream build with. Alright, so that said, the first thing that we sold this week was this toner cartridge. Now, this was probably in a haul video I did, but I have to explain this. I walked into a Goodwill, into my Goodwill, and I walked all around the store and I found a few things, and then I was walking through up at the front where I usually go last, and there in the electronics section, I go there last because I'm not a big fan of selling electronics because, well, they're scammers. But I saw this sitting on the shelf, and I went, "What's that doing there?" And I figured it was priced, $50 or something like that. And I reached down, pulled it out, and it says $9.99 on it. But wait, now I go to this Goodwill store, even in my times when I'm not thrifting, I'll stop in there at least once a week. This had the half off color of the week on it, and it had been sitting there for probably, well, it had been sitting there for 5 weeks, and this was like halfway through the half off week, and so instead of $9.99, it was $5, and I listed it on February 7th, and I sold it on February. I actually sold it overnight. And I got $80 plus shipping for it. So that was a good deal for it. That was a great way to start off the week. It doesn't get that good again, but it does get close. So next were these two. These were just these were expired ink. I've had them. I'd actually had them for a while, and they were expired when I bought them. And they sold. Let's see, I paid $1/4 for these, and I got them probably at the niche in a bag sale. I listed them August 11th, 2015. I sold them February 8th, 2017. I got $10 free shipping. So the shipping on them was first class. So it wasn't that bad. But I didn't make a whole lot on them, but I made money on them and I got my $1/4 back. So, okay, next. All right, and this is it's a eagle. I want to say it's a Playmobil. It's an eagle. It's a castle, but it was missing parts and it didn't have any guides with it and stuff. I got it really cheap, but I paid $1 for the whole thing. I paid $1 for this whole castle, and I listed this castle March 20th, 2016, and I listed it in parts, so it comes up in variations so that they can pick the pieces they want. And I've sold a few things. I sold the main gate out of it. That's the first thing I sold. And the second thing I sold is this thing I'm going to tell you about, which is, let's see if I can find the picture for it. Right here. It's these pieces right here. This is what I sold. And I sold these for $15. These went for $15, and it had shipping. It was I think they're all $4.95 for shipping. I think they're all the same shipping on them, so that's what I charge for shipping for those. So it's under $20, but it's almost all profit, most of it. I mean, there's a few eBay fees that come out of it, but nothing like. So anyway, next, Ray's Speeder. I got these at Walmart. They were clearanced out for $5 a piece. I bought all the ones they had, and this is the second one that I sold. Let's see. So I listed these clear back in May 25th, and I sold it February 9th. I got $20 free shipping. So, and they're not going that. They're not really selling that well. So they sell pretty cheap. I was surprised I got that. So um, I'll just hold on to the next one for the same thing to happen. So, all right. Next, it's a little Sunset Beach toy. It's a toy catamaran. I'm not sure what. There must have been a doll or something with it. Anyway, I paid $1 for it. I'm not sure where I got it. I think I got it at the Goodwill. No, I think I got it at the Niche. Where I think I got it. No, I got it at my neighbor's closet. That's where I got it. Thrift store over in Mansfield. But I paid $1. I listed it October 31st and I sold it February 9th. I got $18 free shipping. It didn't weigh that much. First class again. So next, Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23. It's a book. Where did I get this? This was. I think this. Well, it says I paid 50 cents. I don't remember where I got it. I paid 50 cents for it. So listed it January 18th, sold it February 9th, and I only got $3 plus shipping. So 50 cents, $3, not a lot, plus shipping. I made a little bit on the shipping because of the top rated seller discount and such. So, all right, next. True Religion picked these up for $6.49 at my local Goodwill. Listed them February 2nd. I ran them at auction, and they ended on the 10th. And I started them. I think I started them at $49.99. I think, and so they sold for $77, which I'm really happy with. They may have gone for more if I'd have done something else with them, but I figured I'd run my jeans at auction, and maybe Pittsburgh Mike would be giving me a thumbs up for that. So anyway, yeah, $77, so it's cool with that. So next, and you may remember these lights if you've watched my haul videos. I got these at Walmart in a clearance, and there was 4 of them. I paid $12 for the lot, and I listed them January 31st, sold them February 10th, and I got $50 free shipping. So, not sure where they went. It wasn't that bad. The shipping wasn't bad at all, so not a big deal. Next, and this little kitty. I've had this little Siamese cat around a long time now, and I paid about $1 for the little kitty. She came, I'm pretty sure, from the Niche, but I can't be positive anymore. But you see that red background? I haven't used that red background. I don't even know where that red background is anymore. I haven't used that in a long, long time, like years and years. So, I have her down as being listed on October 23rd, 2015. But as we know from previous videos, that was the month that I did sell similar on a lot of old items. And so she goes back much further than that. So anyway, I sold her on February 10th, and I got $15 free shipping, and I got feedback. That's always a plus, getting feedback, because you know what, 1 in 12, 1 in 20 give you feedback. So if I had a feedback for every sale that I've made on eBay, I would be in the hundreds of thousands of feedbacks by now. Just keep that in mind when you're worrying about feedbacks. They just don't show up that often. So next, it's a knife. It's an Echo arrowhead knife. There is a little arrowhead where to see. I don't think you'll be able to see it in the pictures. If I can even show you the pictures. There's a handle. Okay, this one just says arrowhead, but a lot of them actually have a little arrowhead symbol on them. So keep that in mind. And I actually had this list for quite a while. Let's see. I paid $1 for it at Goodwill. I listed it March 18th, sold it February 10th, so almost a year. And I only got $14.35 plus shipping. So shipping was $6.65. So they wanted to pay $20 for the knife, but I only paid $1, so I'm thrilled. $49.95 was an awful lot to ask. It was a really good knife. It was very good quality. It was a good kitchen tool. It just doesn't have. It's not like it's Cutco or Gerber or one of those other Henkels. Henkels. Is it Henkel? It's Henkels. Henkels. What are some of? I can't think of some of the other good kitchen ones. But I know those ones. So I mean, that French chef knife in a Cutco is $100 probably. You can look it up. But anyway, so that was that. That's what I got for that. So next, and a watch. I sold one of the kids' watches. Let's see. I paid $1 for them. Listed these on June 28th. Sold this on February 12th, and I got $5.99 plus shipping. That's what I did. You may remember from other videos I had them priced all over the place, different prices, free shipping. I went through and I dropped them all to $5.99, and I started charging calculated shipping on them. So for first class shipping, so hasn't really gone over very well, but I really don't want to sell them for less than that. So I would rather put them in my yard sale and sell them for $1 a piece in my yard sale than to take less than that for these. So I do want to move them though, but it is what it is. So next, I have this up twice. I didn't sell 2 of them, did I? No, I didn't sell 2 of them. I must have just clicked on it twice. So next, I got these at Lowe's. They're just they're grounding pigtails. They're in the section where they have like wire nuts and the voltage meters and stuff like that. They were in that section there, and they were all on sale. I bought all the ones that they had. They were $1 a piece, and I haven't actually sold that many of them. I did have a really big sale. I sold a bunch of them, and it was like $45, and the guy canceled. Cancel this. Oh, probably. You know why that happens. You know why he canceled it right after he paid for it, which is because right after he paid for it, eBay showed him get more of what you want, and somebody else had them cheaper. So anyway, I listed it May 20th and sold it February 12th, and I get $10 for it. So plus shipping. So next, and I had these forever and ever. Listed there's that red background again. They were listed forever and ever and ever, and they're just little flexible records that must have came in a magazine or something like that, and it's all old stuff, swing era music. So and I don't know how well they played. That was all reflected. These are used items, several have some issues, that sort of thing. Anyway, and that's enumerated in the details, but I'm not going to go there. So let's see. How did I paid 0? So probably they came from the niche, and most likely they were in a bag sale, or they came in something else that I wanted something else, and those just happened to be in there. So I didn't pay anything for them. They were similar on October 10th, 2015, and sold February 12th for $8 free shipping. They didn't weigh anything, so they went first class for maybe $3, less than that probably. So next, I got these at Walmart. They were 75 cents each, and they were on sale, of course. They were clearanced out, and let's see, listed them July 17th, sold them February 12th. I got $12 free shipping, and don't remember, but I don't think that worked out too well. Putting those free shipping, but I still made money, just not much. So I got my 75 cents a piece back for sure. All right, next, And these were a pleasant surprise. These I bought these at the I did the video on the ponies, and I bought these. I paid a dollar a piece for these, so at the Goodwill. So I wasn't knowing what I was thinking when I bought them, because I typically would not do that, but I did. And I had some other ones at home, but the ones I had here at home were not. These are like 80s. These are all from like the 80s. They, for the most part, they all say Hong Kong. A couple of them said China, and the interesting thing is that the person, well, no, one of the people who bid it up that high, one of them had emailed and asked me about these certain ones, whether they were made in, it's the ice cream cone one and another one, I think the wedding bell one, and they wanted to know if they said Hong Kong or China on the hoof. So I, looked, and I was hoping they'd say Hong Kong, because Hong Kong's the older one. Well, I told them they both said China, which I was disappointed that they said China, and they were thrilled that they said China, because apparently collectors of these things want the ones that were made in Hong Kong and the ones that were made in China. So they want them both. So, and apparently the China one was, for her at least, the rarer of the ones. And unfortunately, she did not win, and she'd been looking for these for years. And I felt kind of bad. She got outbid at the very end of the auction, so somebody came in and popped it up toward the end. So she missed it, and I felt bad for her. So, but that's the name of the game with auctions. I really wish eBay would change that. There is software available, and I don't know if eBay can do it or not, but there is software available where if someone comes in and bids at the very end, they can extend the auction for another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever they want to. They can extend it a little bit longer. So, and I know they can do it, and it would, the money that it would make for them as far as final value fees would be would definitely be worth it, because of sniping that goes on in the auctions. So extending the auctions for a few more minutes or hours would really work very well. There is a local auctioneer here that does most of his auctions online now. Randy Jelliffe, if you want to look it up. He's an auctioneer here in Pennsylvania, and he does a lot of this online, and that's how his auctions all end. They all end like that. You get really good prices for them. So eBay could probably do a lot better for both themselves and their customers, the sellers, by making that change if they can. They may not be able to, because eBay is just a venue and not an actual auctioneer. So they may not be able to do that. So anyway, yeah, they went at auction, and I got 57.78, which was really great. I was really happy with that. So, all right, and the other ones that I have, the newer ones that I have that were already here that I already had, I haven't sold them yet. So I ran them at auction several times at $19.99, and they haven't sold. So there is a large collector thing out there of this. When I bought them, I didn't really think too much about it. Obviously somebody's gonna think I'm buying for my grandkids. Well, no, there's a huge collector group of men who collect My Little Ponies. I guess they're called brownies or something like that. There's just a little bit of tidbit of information for you. So I'm going to move on. Next. Yes, these are Anchor Hawking bubble glass. These are not the most collectible ones out there. If you found them in jadeite, it would be different. You could make a lot more money, but they do have some collector value, and some clear glass does seem to be having a little bit of a renaissance coming back in. So it does seem to be picking up a little bit. I got these super cheap. They were 35 cents a piece for them, so they were final day clearance at a Goodwill that I went to. So, and I'll show you. There's the picture there. I'm sure you've seen lots of these. These are like pasta bowls. They sit real low, and if they're not deep, but they are bowls. But you see that. So Anyway, I paid 70 cents for the pair. Listed them January 1st, sold them February 12th, and I got $10.99. And it was a bid, so I must have ran them at auction over and over again, trying to get something out of them. So I think that's probably what I did with all of them. I might do better if I would change that, but I want to use those auction opportunities that they give you. So I want to try doing that more. So I'm running a lot of stuff that I really don't have a whole lot of concern about in that way, just to try to see if it helps. I haven't sold that much at auction that way. I really do miss it. I miss the odds. I'll tell you that, because I made a lot of money at auction with auctions back in those days. But it's a different crowd, different reality today. So next, Red Rose City, sweet, and not singing, Dave. Do not sing to the people. This actually went to one of the Sweet Adelines. It's like a I think like a choral group or something like that. The lady was telling me, and it sounded very interesting. I think they were down on the other side of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, actually. So it was, I think it went in state. But so anyway, I paid 10 cents. How did I pay 10 cents? I bought it at the niche in a bag sale, and I paid it for about 10 cents. Listed it on January 10th, sold it February 13th, and I got $9.99 plus shipping. Good deal. Next, you may have remembered when I picked this up. I told you that the first time I found these little guys, they're just little guys. First time I found a set of these. The very first time I found them, and I sold them for $50 for the set. That was many moons ago, and they don't sell for $50 for the set anymore, which is sad. But that's how it was with eBay back in the day. Is people didn't, especially in the early days of eBay, you gotta remember you're dealing with collectors who are used to scarcity. They're used to their local areas and flea markets and antique shops and that kind of stuff, and scarcity of the things that they collect. So they were willing to pay much more because they figured the items were much more scarce than what they truly were. These things were put out. Who knows how many of these things were made? They are more scarce than the larger ones are, you know. But I mean, if it was just a single one of the larger 3-inch ones that I was trying to sell right here, I could probably have put it up for 99 cents and not gotten any bids. This one I didn't get a bid. I just listed it because of the going rate where they're at right now. And as you can see, it's anchor hawking. I call it Star of David because that's what I know. It really bums a lot of people out because it's the APC, but a lot of collectors call it Star of David. So if you don't use those keywords, you're missing out on sales, whether you like it or not. You can be a purist all day long, and it don't matter, because the point is you want to make a sale, not be a purist. So here we go. What did I say? I paid 40 cents for it. It was half off. Anyway, so I listed it January 3rd, sold it February 13th for $9 free shipping. So, and it went first class. Next. And it's another one of these jelly glasses. These dinosaur ones do alright. I mean, a lot of people sell them real cheap, but I just had this thing where when I list them, I paid 79 cents for this, and I listed it December 6th, sold it February 13th, and I got $10 free shipping. So, and it went first class, probably $3, something like that. So, next. Wilson softball glove. This was a nice shape. I mean, it wasn't new. I mean, it was new, and I don't think it was used much, but I think it sat around for a while. So it didn't really have a whole lot. It was pretty nice. It was really nice, actually, I thought. So I paid a buck for it at Goodwill. So yeah, I know. I really feel bad for you guys. But then, some of you guys at your Goodwills, you talk about the clothing you get, and you get it really cheap, and then I mean, a lot of you get your pants, your jeans and stuff for $3 or $2.50 or whatever, and mine are $6.50. So that's before that's the normal price for them. So but then other stuff is really cheap. So although I went in today and I found a Sony. The only thing I found in there that even piqued my interest was a Sony Vaio uh, adapter. It was the power cord for a Sony Vaio, however you say that, whatever it is, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I had it in my hand. It's because they're usually a dollar, and they're usually $1, $2 for them. So I had it in my hand. I was walking around with it, and I flipped it over to. I was gonna just look it up anyway. So I looked it over at the price, and it was $10. 9.99. I went, what? What? Okay, so I put it back, and I came back to it and looked it up a little bit later, and yeah, they're selling new ones. They're selling for $25, brand new ones, and used ones are selling for 13 with free shipping. So I couldn't buy it as much as I wanted to. I couldn't buy it. So all right. Anyway, yeah, I listed this on January 28th. I sold it February 13th, and I got $20 plus shipping. So happy day. Next, I mean it's $1 to 20. It's not cheap. I mean, yeah, I'm not selling stuff for $100 and $50, $200, but if I relied just on that kind of stuff, if I relied just on big ticket items, or I don't want to say big ticket because big ticket would be a car or a boat, but if I relied on that kind of stuff, I'd have to get a job. Not that I don't already have this one, but anyway, so Mrs. Peter Rabbit, this book was shot. I mean, it was just cover peeling, spines been taped, soiling, price stickers, the residue from that, the edge wear, the hinge webbing was cracked. I mean, it was really rough. But when I looked it up, it was also not available. There weren't that many out there. And again, it has the red background. So it was there for a long time. It's been listed for a long time. And I sold it on February 13th, and I got $7.77 free media mail shipping. And I was happy to sell it and send it on its way to its new home. I used to get a lot of money for Thornton Burgess, by the way. Thornton Burgess, I've made some good money back in the day on Thornton Burgess and Albert Terhune. I don't know if that's how you say it or not, but Albert T is in Thomas, Terhune, H-T-E-R-H-U-N-E. I don't know. I haven't found any of his stuff in a long time, so I haven't looked it up. But I did have an $800 book. It was a children. They were children's books. Not children, but like sort of like the same age as like the Hardy Boys comes after. That kind of era right in there. That kind of age, which But anyway, so yeah. And most of his were like animal stories. So next. And my Invisible Knight. I had such high hopes for him. He was going to be he was my hero when I looked him up when I got that lot of Fisher Price Knights, Castle Knights from the Great Adventures series. He was my hero when I looked him up because somebody had sold him for $80. And I thought, well, if somebody else can sell him for $80, I'm going to sell him for $80. That was a long time ago. I got him for a quarter. I listed him January 21st, 2016, so over a year ago. Sold him on Valentine's Day for $27.15 plus shipping. So $30 is what it cost the guy. And as much as I would have liked to have gotten $80, it was time for him to move along. And well, I'll have to get a new hero now. Next. Beautiful Day. This came in a $5 bag sale at the niche. I picked up a bunch of audiobooks, CD audiobooks, and I paid about 50 cents. I listed it on June 25th, sold it February 14th, and I got $12.95 free shipping, medium mail. So off it went. Next, GoPro, sold it too cheap. And you'll probably find out why. I sold it, and then I sold another one, and I thought that I only had one left when I sold this one. So I had to refund the other guy, and I came to find out that I did have another one left. I waited a long time to sell this, though. So I'll tell you, I paid $9 at Walmart clearance. I listed it November 15th, sold it Valentine's Day, and I got $16.79 free shipping. And it did go first class, but it was still a little higher end first class, so I don't think I didn't realize when I took the best offer that I paid $9 for it. So I may not have made money on it, but I did get my $9 back, so that's important. But as the thing goes, I sold another one a few days later, and I refunded the guy because I didn't think I had another one. Turns out I did have another one, but I already refunded the guy, and he'd already bought another one, so I just relisted the other one and sold that one for 28 bucks. So I could have sold them both for 28 bucks. That's like, that's like saying, I talked to a guy the other day. My wife is cleaning his house, and they just kind of got the house, and it was an estate, but he had a bunch of stuff that he wanted cleaned out, and I was talking to him. Things came up, and he mentioned that he had bought Google stock at $49 way back when. And that's the whole thing. You never know when to buy something. You just never know. You know what? I didn't think Facebook stock would do anything when it came out and people bought it, and the price plunged, but not today. It's people made a lot of money on it if they bought that in the beginning. So you just never know. You never know. So maybe if I hadn't sold this one, I wouldn't have sold the other ones either, because it may have changed the algorithm or whatever. It's changed me in search. So anyway, I got my $9 back. That's what counts, right? All right. And last but not least, Haley's Bible Handbook. This I got for free. I listed it October 31st, sold it on Valentine's Day. I got $9 free shipping, and I was happy because these just don't sell that well anymore. I used to sell these a lot. I used to sell all the ones I got. But I don't think I ever sold them for a whole lot. So it's not like there's a big change in that. But when you get something for 10 cents or a quarter and you sell it for $5 back in the day when things were a little cheaper, you made money. So I made a little bit more free shipping. And anyway, so for everything this week that I sold, I paid $55. That's what I paid for everything. I didn't have any returns. No cancellations this week. That's next week. And no returns this week. So my total sales were $529.50, which it's not real exciting, but it's not rock star exciting, that's for sure. I'm certainly not stating the obvious here, but I could make more. But you know what it would take for me to make more? I'd have to list more. I'd have to focus more. I'd have to list more and list more and list more. And keep listing and listing and listing and listing. And if I did that, if I kept listing, I would sell more. And that's just the fact. Yes, eBay's a little slow this time of year, but I'm a little slow this time of year too. So I did all right this week though. So all right. So I'm gonna go. You have a great night. Take care and keep listening. Bye bye.